All right, everybody, what's going on? It's Jack, and welcome back to another video. And we are about, 2-3 days? We're less than 3 days away from the official launch of Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And now, not a crazy amount of information has been leaked or even given about the game, so to speak, so far. But we do know, on the other hand, however, that it is enough to know at this point that the game itself is going to have a rough launch. You know, there's no two ways about it. And we've pretty much detected a pattern at this point when it comes to how the formula overall is working. And of course, with the pandemic and everything else that happened, how it slowed things down and how Treyarch basically got the game dumped in their lap after Sledgehammer Games and Raven Software were working on it or whatnot. So there's been quite a lot of things that have happened. So in a sense, when you look at it from the positive side of the fence, at least we're getting a Call of Duty. And the thing is that another realistic thing that we need to keep in mind during this crazy Call of Duty time is the fact that it is going to be bad just in the beginning. Like there's going to be more content at launch. Like here, let's break it down. Okay, let's break it down for a second. If you've been watching other YouTubers as well, or just paying attention by going on Charlie Intel, or however it is that you get your Call of Duty news, whether it's Twitter, whatever. We know at this point that for whatever reason, the hater, or whatever it's going to be called, or the VSAT, or whatever it's going to be called, I don't remember right now at this point. Whatever it's going to be called in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, it's been apparently removed from the score streak list. We know that there's only going to be a total of 8 multiplayer maps at launch, which is, again, very disappointing. But when you think about the things that they could add in the end, you know, whether it's brand new maps or returning maps with a little bit of a twist, the game itself is going to, at the very end, when you add it all up together, the game itself is actually going to have even more potential than Modern Warfare did from a gameplay perspective. Don't worry about graphics, don't worry about all that other stuff, but from a gameplay perspective, just with the maps alone, and obviously with the content, you know they're going to be bringing guns and all sorts of different stuff that you can unlock via the Battle Pass and all that kind of stuff. We have a crazy amount of prestige rewards and stuff like that, so even though in the beginning, the game itself is not going to have a lot of meat on the bone, so to speak, it's going to be kind of in reverse. The more you eat it, the more meat you actually end up getting as opposed to the opposite. Wouldn't that be cool? Can you imagine that shit? Can you imagine if you actually had, like, let's say your favorite food and every single time you took a bite, your portion would get bigger? That'd be freaking crazy, right? But that seems to be the definite direction that Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is going to be taking. And the fact that we've experienced a whole hell of a lot of game, except for maybe a couple game modes, a few guns maybe a couple perks here and there, but from a maps content standpoint and everything else, we've experienced pretty much a vast majority of what the game is going to have to offer at launch, unfortunately. However, by the time we are a few months into the game, I'm going to be positive on this one. And not just that, but I'm going to be realistically positive as well. Because as time goes on, they're only going to be adding in more content. And let's not forget, the Treyarch maps there's a lot of legendary Treyarch maps. There are so many fans of the franchise that have this nostalgic urge to play the old Treyarch maps from previous Call of Duty games, including the ones that have yet to be brought back since Black Ops 1 or even since Black Ops 2. So at this point, if you think about it, there could be a lot that could be in store for us in terms of surprises. And I know that Black Ops 1 and the Black Ops 2 days, those days will never ever be revisited again like they once were. Those days have already happened, and you know they're good memories, good times, but Call of Duty is changing partially in order to stay alive, and at the same time because of the influence of Battle Royale. We can't there's no two ways around that. And let's not forget that right now, I believe, if my sources are correct, well, not my sources, but if my fellow content creators out there that have been making videos are correct, Sledgehammer Games is working on a free-to-play Call of Duty, okay, as we speak right now. So we could have a lot in store for us. Now, I don't want to think about what the possibilities may be for Modern Warfare 2021 or Modern Warfare 2 or whatever the hell it's going to be called. Technically speaking, it could be very scary, but at the same time, you never know. It might be better. I mean, as people, as well as Call of Duty players, if we want to survive this Call of Duty hurricane, so to speak, we need to maintain a positive train of thought. Now, I know I'm not the best at doing that. I'm aware of that. There are those of you out there that have very much expressed your feelings that you don't agree with me most of the time, or if at all. But that's okay, though. As long as we respectfully agree to disagree, then it's all good. Everybody's opinions are very important, and everybody's different points of views are very unique and very important. As long as there's respect, then I don't see why we can't keep on sharing our disagreements, respectfully, of course, as long as there's respect. So the thing is that despite the fact that I am not the most positive person when it comes to seeing things sometimes, I mean, again, I try to be realistic. I actually am a realistic person, and in terms of my personal life story, it kind of goes hand in hand in terms of the way I think. The things that happen to us kind of end up changing us, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse, or sometimes they just teach us lessons. But the thing is that ultimately, if we want to survive, we need to basically have a positive train of thought, even in the worst of times. And right now, we are in the middle of a Call of Duty hurricane right now that is about to hit us, and it's going to be a rough start. But as we go through it, and as we continue to progress, and as more content is being released, I think that we are going to be overall, from a gameplay perspective, which is what matters most, I think we're going to be overall in a better state this year than we were last year. And that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. This is Jack, signing off.